G'day warbanders, and welcome back to another episode of Eagle Day to Bombing the Reich. We are in the 6th turn today on the 22nd of August. That's right. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to record a planning phase today because my game's just been bugging out a little bit and I had to change a couple of settings to make it work. So I just wasn't able to get that. But this is the action phase, and I'll just give you a little overview on what is happening today. So we have a pretty large fighter sweeps coming in Belgium and Netherlands, because after the disaster of last turn, I've sort of drawn back my forces a bit. I'm not going to try and do deep raids, so I'm focusing on dealing with his aircraft in this area. As you can see here in the primary airfields, we got to take them out. He's massing up in this area, but very close to the coast. So that's why I'm invading with a ton of fighter sweeps. And we've hit some targets in this area, the fuel station. So basically hitting targets that are very close to the coast, so I can not get losing tons of planes in the process. And it'll be interesting to see how the fighter sweeps go, because the last fighter sweeps I did do, they were more deeper into Germany. They got wiped out. Not wiped out, but just heavy losses. But I'm more confident in this fighter sweeps because, they're much more close to the coast. And I'm sending... I've had a look through the weapons database, and I'm sending these Thunderbolts. If I can just find them real quick. These are my best planes I have, and I'm sending a large chunk of them in to Belgium and the Netherlands, because they just have better stats overall if you compare them to like a Spitfire. And yeah. And I'm using Mustangs for a close escort strategy. So all my shittier planes, they're just gonna be meat shields for my Typhoon raids on the coast. You'll see an interesting turn, guys, and I promise you it'll be fun. All right, let's replay the turn. So start playback. Now I've scheduled them pretty early, I'm pretty sure. And I think it was a successful turn. It was a great day for our command here. I'm feeling very peachy today. I don't want to spoil it. Okay, here we go. We've got our fighter sweeps coming in very early. And we're strafing an airfield. So we're coming in, strafing airfields. Surprisingly, the Spitfires got there and they haven't got it up in the air yet, which makes me assume that the radar stations I've been hitting, this is working. So he's not being able to respond in time to my fighter sweeps coming in, and I'm just strafing the airfields. The ones that are closest to the coast, Thunderbolt strafing airfields here. Again, lots of enemy fighters in these areas. I'm expecting a huge dogfight in this area. Lots of recon, strafing more airfields, those Spitfires, 24 of them. One destroyed by flak. Going to be a few flak losses here because I'm coming in pretty low here. As you can see, he's stuffed up all his airfields with AA guns, so I'm going to lose a couple, but they're getting in there because you can see the enemy fighters haven't even come up yet, which is interesting to me. He hasn't launched them yet, so maybe he's waiting for my bombers because he knows this. Oh shit, he's attacking all my airfields. Like, I can't focus on this, on these fighters, because I have to wait for the bombers. Because if he launches his fighters now to deal with my, fighter sweeps, he's going to be called out, I assume. So he's just letting me have full reign here, which I'm really surprised at. Again, I probably think it's like a combination of the radar stations and me just being near the coast. He's not able to get birds in the air. Just more recon over here. We lost the Thunderbolt to crashing. And there was no resistance in those strafing runs. Very surprising indeed. We got our Typhoon raid coming across the channel coming for I think it was a refinery, and now he's coming out of the woodwork, attacking those Typhoons. Spitfires running escorts, and he's coming now. All these squadrons in these closer airfields that I wasn't able to send fighter sweeps to. The Typhoons are coming in on that refinery. It's a smaller refinery in the Netherlands, but it's very close to us. Hitting Vladingen. They got there, but they're going to be intercepted by, seems like a large chunk of BF-109s. But they got there. And we've got our recon returning from Bremen and Hamburg, sussing that out. Again, just want to keep up these attacks on the coast. Switching strategies here. Trying to not do those deep raids again, because that was just a disaster. Interestingly, my Mustangs, they're coming in, diving to attack. I can't stop them from doing that, so they're just wasting their time, strafing a factory. But who cares? They're just meat shields. The Mustang 1, in terms of the game, in this game, is just dog shit. Like, it just gets killed by anything. So I'm using it as like a meat shield against all these BF-109s. My fighter sweeps have done some effect because he's not coming out in full force. He only has a couple of squadrons on that coast there. I may want to suss those airfields out next turn. Probably going to send more fighter sweeps in this area and just try and clear the way to the Ruhr region. I'm losing a couple of Mustangs to balloons, which is interesting. So balloons are actually a real killer in this game. But, you have to replace those balloons. You can't just keep, losing them. Eventually you run out. Mustangs are tangling with BF-109s. Of course, the Mustang will always lose. One destroyed. Yep, those BF-109s just have superior stats, so they're going to kill the Mustangs. But crucially, they are defending the Typhoons, which have been taking heavy losses recently. So I'm actually happy. Oh, we damaged one of BF-109. Mustangs tangling, losing. See what they can do. And now he's sending out these. No, those are just the stragglers coming off, returning back to base, I think. Oh, I damaged a 190. Okay, the 190s are coming in. Okay, they're getting through our escorts a little bit here. But surprisingly, I'm not. Oh, our Mustangs are coming back. They're dogfighting with the BF-109s. They killed one. So they're increasing that KD. But still, the Mustangs, a shittier plane than the BF-109. Not able to, keep the fight going. And, they try to, destroy a BF-109, 3 of them there, but they just failed. Seems like we are trading. We're damaging BF-109, so this is good. Crucially, these Mustangs, they just need to protect the Typhoons. I've set them to close escort, and they're doing their job. And I'm actually really surprised that they're actually defending themselves and actually killing BF-109s, which is what happened there. Because the Mustang is really just a meat shield for my bombers. Not worth anything. The Thunderbolts is where my main sort of great aircraft are. Huge tangle over the Netherlands. Huge. I think I sent around 100 Mustangs or 80 to defend that Typhoon squadron. Now they're coming across the channel, returning back to base. Again, an even trade. Probably the BF-109s did get the better of us there, but that's okay. As I said before, Mustangs, meat shields. So yeah, that was sort of just like a raid to disrupt this refinery here. 100 of them I sent, and they did their job. As you can see, there's a bit of red there. Still, they're putting up a fight, those Mustangs. And now they're returning back to base, the BF-109s and the 190s. I can see that they're coming in this area now. Interesting. So he's moved them over here. And some over here. Be careful of that. And now I should be having some raids with some medium bombers and I think I do. Some medium bombers. Oh, another Typhoon Rain coming in. As you can see, I've just come in when he's landed his plane, so they're getting free rain here. No response, which is good. One destroyed by flak, so he does have some AA guns there, a lot of them. They're coming in at 10,000 feet, so they're going to get hit up. Spitfires, the escorts are getting chewed up. Hitting a petrol factory. This is good. No many planes in sight. As you can see, that they're just not coming out of the woodwork, which is what I want to see. I just don't know what he's doing here, because he should be swarming this squadron here, because I sent like hundreds of Typhoons. This is good. Again, I just want to level this area. I don't care if it's, you know, it's only 1 capacity, 2 capacity, 3 capacity. It's just easier for me, because I've actually made a crucial mistake in the production side of things, which I'll tell you later in the video, because I gotta basically not do those large, you know, risky raids, because they're actually costing me like weeks of production. But I'll get into that later. But you know, I'm still in a fighting shape. I'm still hitting my targets that I want to hit pretty successfully in this turn. But that Mustang squadron is still diving to attack. Can't tell them not to. But hey, at least they're getting rid of those balloons by blowing themselves up. No resistance. As you can see here, I've tried to like make a path with these radar stations, but crucially, these radar stations, they are classified in the manual as tactical assets, and they repair much more faster than factories. You can see that he's wasted his time chasing after those Typhoons, so that's good. I was expecting him to just maul them, but he didn't. He's setting up a patrol here, which is interesting. Again, here comes the bigger raids, some diversionary raids of the Typhoon Squadron. And I think that's B-17 Flying Fortress and the Marauders. They're coming in. They're going straight for the fortresses instead of my diversionary raids, which is interesting. So he's judged correctly that they're not, they're the real threat. Typhoons coming in, no resistance. So you can see his fighter coverage is very poor here. It seems like he's moved them around, but they just can't get there in time to stop me. So that's good. This is the advantages of hitting the coast. So it's kind of like low risk, low reward in a sense, but I'm fine with that. 600 turns, you know, it will add up. And the repair rates for factories are very slow compared to radar stations and airfields. Airfields and radar stations, they repair really fast. They actually go by the hour, the repair rate. So all this red you see on my radar and these radar stations, they might be green soon. So, you know, got to keep up the pressure. Spitfires coming in, diving to attack. They must have bombs. They do. I don't remember that Spitfire having bombs, because when it says diving and not strafing, I assume that it has a bomb attached to it. So at least they're like getting some value, because, you know, the enemy fighters are not coming out of the woodwork just yet. Okay, he's launched a couple of squadrons here. Will they catch my diversionary raids here? He's having a hard time catching those B-17 Flying Fortresses, that big raid there, which is good for me. B-26 is coming in, destroyed by flak, a couple of them. They made it to the target. Bombing a petrol, 31. So, big formation here. A diversionary raid. Well, sort of. Actually, no, I don't think this is a diversionary raid, but still, you know, sending multiple raids at the same time can help, you know, deal with these swarms of fighters coming out right now. But yeah, interestingly, he wasn't able to intercept that fortress formation there. He's going after the B-26s though. He knows that he couldn't like get to those B-17 flying fortresses, which is interesting. Losing a couple of Typhoons in the English Channel. BF-109s having a tangle with the B-26s. I don't think I put escorts on this formation here, because I don't see any escorts defending that formation. Yep, so they're just getting a little bit torn up there, but I'm fine with that. But the main sort of formation here, the B-17 Flying Fortress, that formation there, is getting to the target. They haven't intercepted it yet. And yep, they got to the target and they didn't lose anybody. So this is looking good. Focusing on some smaller raids, which is good. Hitting another factory. What factory is that? I can't see it. So a Fokker factory. So I think that's an aircraft factory, I'm pretty sure. Again, not my sort of main target I want to go after, but if it's on the coast, I'm going to hit it. Oh, interesting, they destroyed a BF-109, those B-26s. Is that recon? I'm not sure. And now they're coming after the fortresses. It seems like they've caught up. Now they're hitting it up on the return journey. Oh, I destroyed a BF-109. Very nice. Those fortresses are doing good. They're damaging 190. Nice. They're holding their own. Still going good. I did choose high morale, high experience squadron for this, so they are sort of holding their own, which is nice to see. Okay, where are my escorts? I don't see them there. Again, this is not the main good thing about this turn. The good thing was those fighter sweeps I sent early in the morning, and they actually racked up a ton of kills. Like not a lot, but like a decent chunk. And we'll see that in the after action report. Heading into 10 o'clock now. I believe I scheduled some more raids, but we'll see. It's been a couple of days since I've done the planning for this turn, so give me I apologize. And I cannot speak sometimes. I think I'm dyslexic or some shit, I don't know. Okay, we got another fortress raid. Heading for the same sort of area, hitting those refineries. I don't think this one, like they got to the target, but the damage didn't do jack shit. Judging by the green outlines there. No, they actually didn't make it to the target. So they went back. Interesting. Must have been some cloud cover there because I don't know why they did that. Oh well. Save them from dying horribly to that squadron that was coming on them straight away. But yeah, I feel like I won this engagement here. I feel like I won this. Like I wasn't on a losing end too much. I hit my targets. I strafed some airfields, and look, it's turning out good. As I said before, I think it's all those radar stations I've hit, and he's having like a slower response time, because that does affect, you know, if you can see the enemy, because, you know, he has to use radar to detect my raids. It makes it easier. I've seen the manual. If you have like tons of raids all clustered up together, it makes it easier for the radar to, you know, spot the targets. And yeah, that's the daylight bombing. The game was so laggy that I wasn't able to do Italian bombing. Like I just said, look, we'll take a break from bombing Italy because the game is so laggy. I just cannot plot more raids. So, but I've improved the performance of the game a little bit, so that should help. But yeah, we took heavy losses in Italy, as you can see from my previous video. If you go check that out, lost a lot of bombers, so I'm a bit hesitant to send more into the fray. So it's actually probably a good thing to taking a rest. And now we begin night bombing. And I will cut this section out because, again, night bombing is slow as fuck. And we're back after a night bombing phase, which was pretty good. It wasn't like the best night bombing I've ever had, but it did some damage, but not... I got damage in return for losing bombers. So, but that's a good trade. And plus, you know, the game is kind of laggy, like when I was planning those night bombing actions, so I wasn't able to make full use of electronic warfare. So that's like jamming the radar and all that. So I was taking heavy losses there, but we'll get into the after action report. And I'll first talk about a crucial mistake I made. So when I'm talking about production of planes, where is it? Replacements. So this production table here is a bit misleading. So if you're watching my sort of Let's Plays, you know, as a guide or something, please do not use this production table or whatever it is, because this production number is for the overall campaign. So it's like I make 9 B-17 flying fortresses a turn according to the manual, but every turn it adds that together. So it looks like I'm making 112, but I'm actually making 9 a turn. So like over the course of like 6 or something, I don't know, it's very weird. So I wouldn't use this table, but I will use the net. That's actually the loss from the pool, the replacement pool. So that's actually useful. So I'm just going to ignore the production table. I'm sorry if I misled people saying I'm making 70 fucking flying fortresses a turn. I wish. So I've actually lost a ton of flying fortresses over this campaign, but that's okay. I still have lots of bombers in reserve. Yeah, so we'll go into our aircraft losses, which is the biggest sort of thing we want to look at when we're playing this game, because if we're not trading well for the attacker, then we're not doing good. But this was a good trade. I feel like this was a good trade. So I lost 88 aircraft to his 45 today, and that's pretty good. I killed 19 BF-109s today, and some of them were on the ground, I think, because the game doesn't track like if you killed them on the ground or not. In the after action reports, you know, when you're looking at missions for some reason. But I swear that's from strafing runs, that 19 losses on the BF-109s and 10 on the 190s. And also another variant of 190. So these take in some pretty hefty chunks. We're like killing a lot of his fighters this turn, which is a good thing. We want to try and cut down those BF-109 swarms as much as possible. We killed some BF-110s in some night raids. Nothing very, you know, substantial there. We lost 15 Sterling 3s and 8 Sterling 1s, so that's a pretty big chunk if we're considering the replacement pool. Because again, I made that mistake of, you know, looking at the production table and going, oh, that's actually not what I'm making, you know. So yeah, did take some heavy losses on night bombing today. Yep, Halifaxes, Lancaster 1s, so lots of night bombing losses. But you know, I think that's a good trade. We only lost 17 B-17 flying fortresses, which is actually pretty decent because I lost like 40 last turn. So my strategy of hitting up the coast is working. While I'm not hitting high capacity targets, I am, you know, sort of trading pretty, I'm trading better, and I'm, you know, hitting smaller capacity targets. So still making progress. Okay. I lost 8 Spitfires, which is all right. I only lost 2 Thunderbolts in those fighter sweeps, which is very nice. I expected more, but they did their fair share of killing those BF-109s. Then we lost 11 Mustangs, which is to be expected. They're the meat shields of this campaign. 4 Mustang 1As. 6 Typhoons lost, not too bad. I was expecting worse, but that's actually pretty good. So we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Much more smaller turn though. As you can see, my sorties are not in the highs, you know. And I've been reading up in the manual, and this number here points for ready aircraft. That represents how much aircraft we have in the entire campaign. And as you can see, I have 4,658 aircraft, and he has 3,325. So I actually do have the numbers advantage. And I forgot to mention this, but we increased our terror score to 9. I think a couple turns ago, so that's pretty good. But we still have a long way to go. In order to win the game, we have to get to 90 score, which is the whole end all of this game, by the end of 1944 somewhere. But we're in 1943. And we'll look at our missions. As you can see, our fighter sweeps, it shows that we lost it shows that we didn't kill anybody, but we actually did. If you look at those enemy losses there. So yeah, as you can see, I've sent like lots of fighter sweeps in these areas, specifically on these bases here, these close coastal targets. And we can see that our bombing missions, this one, the first one, and an oil refinery, I believe this was, what was this one? This was the Typhoon raid. Did 98% damage, 10 fighters lost, but we killed 4 of them, lost 4 bombers. So these casualties are not too bad. So those are the Mustangs that were just getting shot up, as you can see now, replay. So we actually lost more fighters than bombers, which is kind of funny. We can see that he's massing up a lot of AA in these areas that I'm attacking. 30 to 20 AA gun pieces is a lot. Like that's a lot of AA. So that explains why I'm losing a ton of aircraft AA. But I mostly hit all my targets pretty well, in fact. 100% damage, 100% damage, 100% damage. So, you know, it's going well. This went well. Except for this aircraft factory hit, the Fokker factory, whatever, this one. No damage reported, like 4%. That's not good. And we can see we just did a bunch of recon. And our night bombing here, which I will crucially want to talk about. So we lost a huge chunk here. As you can see, I spread them out a bit, trying to reduce losses, but that's worked like moderately. But I've done some area damage. So 17% on a steel factory, which I didn't intend to do because I was trying to hit an area target, but it went off course a little bit and hit that. The area targets, yeah, very good numbers. I'm happy with that. 35%, 26%, 54%. Slowly just hitting those areas over and over again. This is very nice. And I was trying to do some night sort of combat with like ESMs, but like it was just too laggy to pursue. So I'm hoping that when I do my next turn, it will be less laggy. But yeah, that was the action phase for today, and it's looking good. Again, I want to continue the strategy of trying to do fighter sweeps in the coastal areas. I'm trying to wipe out his BFY9s because they're just getting too numerous. Next turn, I'm going to do some Italy raids, hopefully. And crucially, I forgot to tell you guys that he can move BFY9s from here to all the way to Italy in one turn. So he can shift them around pretty fast. And he might be shifting a lot of BFY9s in this area. He already did have a lot of BFY9s. As we can see, if I hover over a couple of airfields here, like 40 fighters, 40 fighters, 28 fighters. So he has hundreds of fighters in these areas. And considering that, my missions were a success because I was technically outnumbered, but I killed a big chunk of his BFY9s. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this action phase today. Please like and subscribe. If you're new here, please watch the playlist I've compiled. Start from the beginning. But yeah, hopefully you'll watch the next video. See you. Bye. I'll see you guys. Bye.